everyone, it's Rihanna and welcome back to another video. So today I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to do a top 5 video, which I haven't done in forever, and I'm trying out some new things, so let's see where it goes. So if you couldn't already tell by the title, today's top 5 video is the top 5 films I want to see sequels for. And I obviously have my own personal list, but I also decided to reach out to my followers on Twitter and Instagram to hear their suggestions on films they want to see sequels for. And this might become a recurring theme on my channel where I reach out to you guys on a subject I'm doing for a video and want to hear your thoughts. So before we get on to my top 5 picks, here are the films you guys would like to see sequels for. My friend Ben suggested that he wanted to see a sequel for Nerve and also for Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. Now, I know Tokyo Drift is technically part of the sequels of Fast and Furious, but it would be interesting to see where the storyline in Tokyo went after Han's death. My boyfriend Chris would like to see a sequel for the science fiction film In Time. Now, there is so much of that universe we could still explore, but I don't think it did too well at the box office, so there's no way Hollywood's going to give them enough money to make a sequel. Sadly. I quite enjoyed that film. Haters gonna hate. One of my Twitter follows, Ashley Burnell, gave me a very long list full of some great picks, so let's read them out. They suggested League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which I would love to see a sequel for because the original has such a great concept. It's just not that great, so they could definitely improve there. I Am Number 4, which has many books, so definitely could be doable. The 2005 Fantastic Four, Elektra, the Guillermo del Toro Hellboys, Batman and Robin, The Female Ghostbusters, Jumper, Constantine, The Shadow, and Phantom. Now, admittedly, I haven't seen the last couple of films in that list, but these were some great picks. Darren Lucas also had some great picks with Repo, the Genetic Opera, Odd Thomas, Van Helsing, and Serenity. Elena suggested Rock'n'Roller, which I have not seen, but it makes me want to watch it because I want to know what they would do with the sequel. Slasher Reviews very passionately pointed out that they should do a sequel for The Mortal Instruments City of Bones. Obviously there is 6 books in the series, there was a TV show, but they could definitely make some more. They definitely could. I would like to see more personally. Nathan Treble suggested Tron Legacy. Now this was one of Disney's higher budget science fiction films and I don't think it made enough at the box office for it to have a sequel, sadly, but that would be pretty cool. The first one wasn't great, but they could improve. I apologise if you can see me looking down at my laptop screen right now. Obviously, all the stuff's on there, so sorry. Austin Gaby pointed out on my Instagram that we never actually got to see the second Girl with the Dragon Tattoo films in the trilogy from David Fincher. Obviously, we just got the first one, and then for some reason we skipped to The Girl in the Spider's Web with a new director and new Lisbeth. For some bizarre reason. I would love to see Fincher's take on the last 2 films, to be fair. And ending off the list, my friend Emily Finch also wanted Van Helsing, Jennifer's Body, Ex Machina, and Ocean's 8. And I think Ocean's 8 is definitely doable, because if they can have Oceans 11, 12, and 13, Ocean's 8 can definitely have a sequel. Okay. Thank you to everyone who put a suggestion in on what sequels they would like to see. There were some really great picks in there that I would personally like to see also. Now let's get on to my personal list. There are some honourable mentions in my top 5. I tried to only put films in this list where there have been only speculations of sequels or no speculations at all. If there is a sequel in the works, and I am saying this, I am sorry. There's only so much research I can do, okay? Hollywood could be planning it right now and I don't know. Anywho, on with the honourable mentions. My first honourable mention is a film I mentioned not too long ago, actually in my last video, and that is Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I think they could do something really interesting here with Scott and Ramona dealing with adult life. We never actually know what happens to them after they leave the subspace door. I don't know whether they explore it in the graphic novels, but they certainly don't explore it in the film, so that could be an interesting take on the sequel. I know that all of the graphic novels have a little bit of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World in them, so I don't necessarily think the sequel could play off the source material, but it could be an interesting route to take. If Baby Driver can have a sequel, like Scott Pilgrim vs. the World can have a sequel, I would love just to see all the cast reunite. Like, what is it, 11 years later? I would love to see that. My second honourable mention was so close to being in the top 5 you don't even understand how much I need a sequel to this film, and that is Dredd. Now, they definitely left Dredd open for a sequel. We never know what happens to Dredd, and we never know what happens to Cassandra Anderson, the judge who failed. It could explore her. It could explore her going rogue, and maybe she needs Judge Dredd's help. It could explore the aftermath of Dredd killing Mama and what happens in Peachtrees. There is probably so much source material on Dredd, the possibilities are endless, but I would love to see a sequel to this movie. Dredd was one of the best R-rated superhero films we have ever gotten, and Karl Urban is back into superheroes now in The Boys, so he could definitely do it again. Get some of that R-rated action in there. It's got to be gory, it's got to be violent, maybe add some sort of The Raid type action into the Dredd sequel. I feel like that would be really cool. If I was smart enough, trust me, I would write a sequel for this film because I want to see it. Right, those were my 2 honourable mentions. Now let's get on to my top 5. And at number 5 we have the horror comedy Cabin in the Woods. Now, Cabin in the Woods turned every single horror trait you can think of on its head with its incredibly smart, comical and scary script. I definitely think they left Cabin in the Woods open for a sequel. We never really got to explore the ancient ones. We never saw what became of Dana and Marty. What was that big hand that came and destroyed the cabin and the facility? I definitely think we could explore more in Cabin in the Woods. I know for a fact that Joss Whedon and Andrew Goddard had talked about a sequel, but they don't think they'll make one just because a sequel would have to have a really, really great idea to top the first one, because the first one is so great. But a sequel doesn't necessarily have to be a direct sequel. It could be a sort of spin-off where you explore one of the other experiments with the ancient ones and the rituals. They definitely could explore there. And I don't know, man, I just think Cabin in the Woods was such a smart horror film that a sequel could definitely be warranted, and I would love to see where the story goes. Coming in at number 4 is Atomic Blonde. What happened to Lorraine Broughton after she took the list of double agents to the USA? I would love to know. I definitely know that Atomic Blonde is getting a sequel. I know I said I would try and put films in here that didn't have sequels in the works, but I really want to see a sequel for Atomic Blonde, so it had to go in this list. I don't know whether it's going to take place straight after the first Atomic Blonde film, whether it's going to take place a little bit after. I know the director, David Leitch, obviously has confirmed a sequel and would like to have a crossover with John Wick. Now, David Leitch directed both John Wick and Atomic Blonde, so he could definitely dive into both of those worlds, but I'm wondering how it would work. Like, does John Wick live in the same universe as Lorraine Broughton, or does Lorraine Broughton live in the same universe as John Wick? Obviously they work for completely different organisations and in completely different time periods, so not sure how that would work, but very interested to see how he's going to handle it and deal with it. John Wick already has 2 sequels and then another one in the making, so I don't understand why Atomic Blonde can't have a sequel. I know it's in the making, obviously, but I want to know now what they're going to do with it. Are they going to pull some more material from the source material? When's it going to take place? Atomic Blonde was underrated. I'm just going to say that now. John Wick got all the attention, which it deserved because it was great, but Atomic Blonde, so underrated. I would love to see Charlize Theron back. I would love to see a crossover. I would just love to see where her story goes next, because I love the first film so much. Number 3 on my list is Alita Battle Angel, and this one is produced by James Cameron, so a sequel could be a very, very long way off. Looking at you, Avatar. 10+ years. If you haven't seen Alita Battle Angel, stop listening now because I'm going to talk about spoilers. At the very end of the film, they leave it with her in her last motorball competition before she can become Grand Champion to go up to Zalem, and then they reveal that a big name like Edward Norton was playing the villain Nova all along. You cannot leave on such a cliffhanger and not expect me to want a sequel. I think they probably will do a sequel to Alita Battle Angel because I think it had a very huge fan base, not necessarily a great box office rating, but a huge fan base. I know so many people who love this film. There is so much more of the world in Alita Battle Angel that we can explore. We never got to see what happens on Zalem and if Alita ever gets there and what would happen to Alita if she did get there. I want to see the confrontation between Nova and Alita. I want to see more flashbacks to Alita's past. I mean, I would even be okay with a prequel with Alita on the moon when she was a warrior. I would be pretty okay with that. Like, sequel, prequel, I'm not fussed. Just, I want some more Alita Battle Angel in my life. I want more motorball. I want more world exploring. I want more action. I want more Rosa Salazar. Just more Alita Battle Angel. Please. They're definitely gonna make a sequel for this one. Like, please. Number 2 on my list is The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and I'll tell you for why. Ilya, Solo, and Gabby deserve it. Like, Henry Cavill, Alicia Vikander, and Armie Hammer did such a fantastic job as the trio in the first film that they can't not do a sequel. Their chemistry was on fire. Guy Ritchie's directing style was flawless and stylish. I love the action, I love the comedy, and they end the film with them just joining U.N.C.L.E. and being introduced to Hugh Grant's character. So there's so many different places that this film could go as a sequel. Get Guy Ritchie back as director, add more U.N.C.L.E. agents, just get my amazing trio back onto a mission, please. The Man from U.N.C.L.E. used to be a TV show back in the 60s or 70s, so it's not like they don't have source material to pull from. I just love the chemistry and the action and the comedy from the first film and just would love to see it again. Just bigger and better. And my number 1 pick for films I want to see sequels for is The Nice Guys. The Nice Guys was such a strong comedy film. Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe were flawless and hilarious and had such great chemistry together. It had a solid plot, solid side characters, solid writing, and there's just nothing I don't love about The Nice Guys that I wouldn't love to see in a sequel. Obviously, at the end of The Nice Guys, they set up their investigation agency as The Nice Guys, so it's very much open to a sequel. They could bring in March's daughter Holly as like an intern because she helped out in the first movie. They could branch outside central LA. Maybe a film star has died in their home in Santa Monica. Maybe 2 film directors in the 70s are at each other's throats and threatening each other. I don't know. I love the fact that the film very much focused on sort of the adult film industry, and I would love for them to explore more of that in the sequel. They could definitely take a sort of 21, 22 Jump Street route where the second one is very much similar to the first one, just there's better jokes and it's bigger and it's better and there's more characters. Who wouldn't want to see a sequel for The Nice Guys? Please, tell me. Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling together make comedy magic. Get Shane Black back as director, get Crowe and Gosling back. I need to see more of those two interacting with each other. I need The Nice Guys sequel more than I need Air to Breathe. It's been a good 4 years, okay? I've done my waiting. 4 years of it. In my bedroom, not Azkaban. In my bedroom. It's been tough. So there you have it, that was my list of 5 movies I would love to see a sequel for. Let me know down below in the comments what movies you want to see sequels for, or prequels, or spin-offs. Doesn't really matter, I'm open to anything. If you guys like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. All my social media links, including my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Letterboxd, will be down below in the description if you want to come follow me. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you very soon. Bye!